This is important.
Famous musicians who served in the United States military: Craig Morgan, Army; Jamie Johnson, Marines; John Fogerty, Army; Jerry Reed, Army; George Strait, Army; Jimi Hendrix, Army; George Jones, Marines; Bill Withers, Navy; Johnny Paycheck, Navy; Johnny Cash, Air Force; Ice-T, Army; Willie Nelson, Air Force; Jerry Garcia, Army; Fred Durst, Navy; Conway Twitty, Army; MC Hammer, Navy; John Prine, Army; Chris Christopherson, Army; Nate Dogg, Marines; Sturgill Simpson, Navy; Elvis Presley, Army; Billy Don Burns, Army. A little bit about George Strait you might not have known. Specialist George Strait, United States Army. He served from 1971 to 1975, and he spent his final 2 years in Hawaii. He got stationed in Hawaii. For all you that's been stationed in Hawaii, I really don't like you. I got to go to places like Iraq, Kuwait, Afghanistan, Somalia. I did go to Okinawa. That was really cool. I love that place. Japan was awesome, but Hawaii, and every military personnel I know that's stationed in Hawaii doesn't like it. But anyway, he actually was with a band called Ramblin' Country over there, and sponsored by the Army. Our Army, the U.S. Army. So that's a pretty big deal. 1971 to 1975, George Strait was a soldier. Stoner here with the Upstate Music Channel with famous musicians who served in the United States military, Part 2. Toy Caldwell, Marines; Jim Croce, Army; J.P. Richardson, the Big Bopper, Army; Ray Manzarek of the Doors, Army; B.B. King, Army; Rick James, Navy; Freddie Fender, Marines; Billy Joe Shaver, Navy; Tom T. Hall, Army; Mel Tillis, Air Force; Marty Robbins, Navy; Michael Nesmith from the Monkees, Air Force; Red West Elvis guitarist and bodyguard, Marines; Johnny Lee, Navy; Charlie Pride, Army; Earl Thomas Conley, Army. This is Stoner with the Upstate Music Channel. Haze. And if you listen to it, it's supposed to be about a certain herbal strain. And I don't know, the terminology sounds a lot like someone jumping out of an aircraft to me. And just lo and behold, Jimi Hendrix was an airborne soldier. He signed a 3-year contract, and he served about a year. He had counseling statements, was caught doing a solo in the latrine, doing a pentatonic scale. There's one counseling statement that's out there online that says that he should give up the guitar and the bands. And on his 26th jump, he hurt his ankle, and they gave him his unsuitability discharge, which is it's a good of the service discharge. Information about the song "White Lightning," written by Giles Perry Richardson, the Big Bopper. The Big Bopper died in a plane crash with Richie Valens and Buddy Holly. And most of you know the story, buddy. But a week later, George Jones released his first number one song, White Lightning. It went to number one on April 13th, 1959. Then everything after that, the bass player that gave his seat up was Waylon Jennings. Waylon Jennings' career launched from that dreadful day. And so did George Jones. And those two have inspired millions of artists. Enough. Song by the Fabulous Thunderbirds, written by Kim Wilson, released in 1986. Little trivial information about that band. Jimmy Vaughn, who was in that band, left it in 1990 to record an album with his little brother. Unfortunately, in August of 1990, his little brother passed in a plane crash. His little brother going by the name of Stevie Ray Vaughan. You might know who that is. In the late 80s, a soldier was sued for sounding like John Fogerty. a soldier who served between 1967 and 1968 as a stocking clerk, Fort Knox, Kentucky, was sued in the 80s for sounding like John Fogerty. That soldier was John Fogerty. Yes, late 80s, John Fogerty was sued for sounding like John Fogerty by his former label that owned all the rights to the Creedence Clearwater Revival songs. But yes, John Fogerty served in the Army between 1967 and 68, and he was also sued for sounding like himself in the late 80s. Private Fogerty was playing guitar in the courtroom to the jury, which found that he did sound like himself, but he could sound like himself. Thanks for watching the Stoner. Hey folks, does this soundbite sound familiar? One more time. That's the Wilhelm scream. The Wilhelm scream has been used in over 400 films, TV shows, commercials, cartoons, name it. But Sheb Woolley, the man who actually did the Wilhelm scream, had a song out. One that the Stoner remembered when I was a wee pebble, because every kid loves this song.
It was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people.
Yep, that's right. The one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. Every time you hear the Wilhelm scream, now I hope you think of a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. Thank you. Like and subscribe. The Upstate Music Channel. Thank you for watching. Famous musicians who served, Part 3. Roger Miller, Army. Baron Young, Army. Artemis Pyle from Lynyrd Skynyrd, Marines. Glenn Miller, Army Air Corps. J.J. Cale, Air Force. Shaggy, Marines. Phil Everly, Marines. Bobby Bare, Army. Jason Everman, Army. Harry Belafonte, Navy. Tennessee Ernie Ford, Army Air Corps. Charlie Rich, Air Force. Don Everly, Marines. Burl Ives, Army. Ray Price, Marines. Don Williams, Army. Thank you for watching the Upstate Music Channel. Like and subscribe for more local bands performing live, a little bit of trivia, a little bit of comedy. Thank you for watching.
This is important. Hey, we're a bar band. Have some respect, man.
Because venues are shutting down. This isn't something that's going to happen. It's something that is happening. But now 2 have shut down this week. More are coming. A lot more are coming. So please contact your state representatives about the liquor liability insurance issue, the South Carolina music venue crisis. Thank you.